Good afternoon, everyone, and thanks ETCIO for having me here. So I'm going to talk about data security as well as data privacy challenges. As you must be knowing, you're all CIOs and people from cybersecurity background. So there are no distinctly, we are approaching these two technologies like data security and data privacy. Also AI. You might be seeing these three as a different domain, but are they really three different domains? Just have a look. So this slide I have downloaded in 2014 for one of my presentation almost 10 years back. World Economic Forum, they have published that what are going to be top 10 risks in the world. Okay. So one of the risks which they have projected, which is going to be in 2023 was the global risk. And in 2018, that risk number was 3. But we have all seen during pandemic how this risk parameters has got changed. So this is a very old slide, but still the problem is remaining the same. And this is the new slide of 2024, where we are talking about the top 10 risks in 2024. I have purposely downloaded this risk. This risk category might be different, but if you see the second number, AI-generated misinformation and disinformation, is this going to be really acting as a risk for the corporate? Societal and political polarization. Then fourth one is a cyber attack, economic downturn, and disrupted supply chain for critical goods and resources. Now, if you try to connecting the dots, except the extreme weather and except the cost of living crisis, everything is interconnected between these three domains, which I have shown on the first slide. That is cyber security, data privacy, and AI challenges. So what are these things? Now, no longer the CISO or the CIO role is consist of only the managing the IT system. They have become the part of the strategy committee. So they are sitting with not only the CEO, they're sitting with the board of chairman, the board of director, the chairman, the MDs, and they pull out the entire strategy. And this strategy is no longer going to be confined only for the corporates. It's interconnected with our public policy. That's the reason we had the speaker, our first speaker from the public domain. We have a lot of challenges where we need to work closely with the government, with the ministers. There are no longer, it's no longer the era where we need to work only with OEMs who are going to provide us the cyber security solutions. So these are the top 15 cyber security threats you all must be knowing. I'm going to try to correlate and try to interlink these things. Mostly number 14, nation, state cyber attacks, which is called a geopolitical risk, which also connect with me to cross-border data transfer, and going to talk about the DPDP Act, the newly launched bill, which has been converted into Act, our India's DPDP Act. And now Rajiv Chandrasekhar sir has said that rules are going to be there within next 1 month. So I'm going to talk few of the challenges. AI-powered cyber threats, number 5, 11 number, artificial intelligence misuse, and the data privacy. Okay. So here is like, for the intruder, now no longer the intruder is acting on a top 10 OAPs. When I want to intrude anything AI model or your LLM models, then what I'm going to do? I'm going to use the poisoning method. The poisoning of attack is happening from what? From the social engineering attack. Now I've taken one of the example from one of the college in Mumbai. It's called as Father Concesio Rodriguez College of Engineering. I was showing them the live demo, how I could hack into the AI model. So if I'm having any sample image, if you see this link, the lens like icon in the photo, if you click on that link, previously 7 to 8 years back, if you click on any image, it's used to give only 2 options, copy image, save as. But now it gives you data points. What are the data points? That means the image is getting read in the backend by something. And what image is reading? Now this image is reading the eyes, the retinas, and it's correlate. If you can see the right side image, I tried to correlate this image with something. It immediately took me to these 2 different images, that where this person was. He was available in this particular group. He was studying at this particular time in this particular college, and this is his iCard. Okay, now this linkage has started happening. Now this has given a very, very easy tool for intruders to attack into the AI model. You must also knowing the hi mom scam. Hi mom scam, you have seen that I am sending the message to my mom or to my family members that I require so and so things immediately. Now this has reached using AI. They have also started using your voice. Now we all know that we are putting our some of the videos, maybe we are making a lot of reels and all. They just take a 5-second sample. 5-second sample is very enough to extract from your 15-second or 30-second reels or your 30 seconds WhatsApp status to clone your voice and convert into any message. Now you will say, you're talking about social engineering attack, how it's going to affect me as a corporate. In corporate, like, many of the times now we are doing work from home. We are away from the system. We are getting call from colleague that I am from so-and-so department. I am from enterprise risk management. Can you approve this immediately? Now, how would I know that the person who is calling, he's a legitimate user or a non-legitimate user? He can even clone my boss voice, like, he can just take a sample from my boss voice and he is going to call me, Sandesh, please join this call or please approve this so-and-so message I have given you over the email. Email phishing, email spamming is a very cakewalk. So this is not only a societal challenge, this is also our corporate challenge. Australian have lost around 7.2 million, and Indian, the number is much more higher. Geopolitical risk, I'm going to bifurcate this my PPT, like I'm having very less time. So I will try to connect the dots between our new DPDP Act, our new DPDP challenges and the technical challenges. Geopolitical risk, again, this is not a societal challenge or the defense challenge. Something has to be carried out only by the law enforcement agencies. But even as a corporate, what are the kind of cameras which we import for our physical security, for our data center security? This challenge has been highlighted by one of the citizen when he saw the opposite news sensor. There are a lot of cameras has been installed, and those were all China-made cameras. So we need to stop doing that as a corporate, as a CTOs, CISOs, and CIOs. We need to take this as a challenge, not only for invasion of data privacy, but for the data security as well. We all know for 5G, the ZTE and Huawei has been got discarded by our Indian Telecom Ministry. So these are the type of attack. I will just, I'm not going in detail for each and every attack, but we have previously, the panel, they have done half of my job by speaking about the data mesh. So data injection is a technique where attacker can corrupt the target model by inserting a poison sample. Now, where are he's going to get this poison sample from? From this, your social engineering site, from your LinkedIn, from your Facebook, Insta, Twitter, all these things. So this is the type of attack. Privacy challenge in AI/ML. Again, I will go back to our previous panelist discussion where they spoke about data mesh and data decentralization. Here, now we all know that distributed machine learning has started happening. So distributed learning requires a central data set with adequate PI, but which may also result into the privacy leakage because my entire PI data is there centrally located. So my distribution mesh or data mesh is kind of boon to, I would say, the privacy challenge. Now we all know the BFSI sector first we used to target. Like if any cyber security product is come, it used to go into the BFSI sector. But no longer we need to concentrate on BFSI sector. Now the driverless car or EV cars is the talk of the town. You must have heard only top 10 manufacturers of the car, but believe me, in the back end, like all the IT companies who are working in the service industry, they would be agree with me that we are getting so many requirements, RFP challenges for the automotive structure, where they are working on the driverless car or the driverless automotives. So there, again, the data privacy as well as AI challenge of poisoning attack. So how I'm going to stop? These are the few of the defense technique: training, data filtering, input manipulation detection, provenance-based poison defense, and gradient shaping. These are the few of the defensive techniques. I'm just running quickly through the slide because of lack of time. And here, all these challenges, I'm going to correlate with our DPDP Act. Our sir, Rajiv Chandrasekhar sir has spoke in the morning that our new DPDP rules are going to come into the effect, and where the challenges of DPDP Act, he is going to get sorted out. He means our Ministry of Telecom. So the Act grants extensive discretionary power to the government. What it means? Whoever in the service industry, whenever any international customer comes to you, their first question would be, I am giving you my data in your country, in your hands. How you make sure that if any government authority is coming and asking the data, are you going to give them data easily, or are you going to have any defensive measure like court order or something like that? So this act, before this act got passed, we used to tell them that we are having few of the protective mechanism, but after this act has passed, I hope in our new DPTP rules, which are going to publish after next month, this first challenge is going to get rid of. Because we should have something to tell to our customers that your data, none of the government agencies can come and ask for your data or intervene into your data center just like that. Yeah, I will just take a last 2 minutes. Ambiguity is in children data protection. In children data, I need to prove to data fiduciary or to the data controller that I am a child. Then I need to give a consent from my parent. Now my both Aadhaar card needs to be submitted to showcase my relationship within my child. Now who is going to delete that data once my child is going to progress from 17 to 18? These kind of challenges are there in DPTP Act. No categorization of personal data, no strict audit requirements are there. Audit has been given optional, the company can do audit if they are processing the data. So this has to be made mandatory by the regulators like RBI, IRD or DGCA. This regulators has to, we have to learn from the existing act like PIPL or GDPR, where data protection measures has been closely associated in my data privacy agreement. So whenever I'm signing any data privacy agreement with my data fiduciary or my data processor, I should make sure that I should have one strict framework, like China is having DSL and CSL. If I'm signing any contract with any of the China customer, they ask the processor to abide by their data protection framework, like something like ISO, SOC 2 or DSL or CSL, something like that. Even European GDPR, they ask us to abide by DORA framework, or in new SEC guideline, you must be knowing there is a separate appendix of technical and organizational measure, where they clearly mention what are the data security framework which needs to be abided. In our India, we don't have such a guidelines. So I expect that our new Information Technology Act will introduce such kind of guideline which can go along with my DPDP Act. So data privacy as an act has to get integrated with the cyber security framework. This should be my takeaway for this session. With this, I will conclude. Thank you. Thank you so much.